This is the second book in the crime series by Licia Troisi, Uscimmo a riveder le stelle, which went on sale over the summer, so I got my copy as soon as I realised. So this book is set in a different location, in an astrophysics conference in Lapland, specifically in the part that is Finland. It still has our main character, Gabriele, and his now partner, who is on the other end of an internet connection, mostly, and one of the people from the observatory pops up too. And there's another connection which I won't delve into. Gabriele is there with a student, Alessia, who he has been charged with taking care of. Babysitting. There is, of course, a murder, and Gabriele and Alessia decide to investigate because of something I'm not going to go into here either. The difference this time, of course, is that they are not isolated with no official backup, so the police are investigating the affair. Gabriele still has the voices in his head, of course, discussing whether or not he should be doing what he's doing. Once again, this is a reasonably light, easy read in terms of language and subject. Yes, I know there's a murder, but it's more like a cosy murder mystery than a hard-hitting crime novel. I would say there is less vocabulary specifically related to astrophysics this time, but perhaps I just don't notice it so much anymore because I've read so much of it. As to the story itself, I didn't find it as engaging as the first one. There was a lot of commentary about a certain scientific thing, which I already knew about in general terms, and it was central to the story, but I think it slowed things down quite a lot. I still enjoyed it though. Here's the first paragraph to see if you think you could read it. And yes, all the chapters have an English title, similar to what lectures in such an event might be titled. Gabriele prese un lungo respiro, quindi aprì il computer. Erano le 9 di sera, ma fuori c'era ancora un pallido sole. Non era riuscito ad abituarsi a quelle giornate infinite, lassù oltre il circolo polare artico, e aveva ormai del tutto perso il senso del tempo. Aveva fame, a orari incongrui, andava a letto giusto perché l'orologio glielo imponeva. Tutto era sfasato. Era quasi peggio del jet lag, quando tornava in Italia dall'osservatorio in cui lavorava. E sul telefono aveva iniziato a mettersi degli alert per qualsiasi cosa, compresi i talk del congresso che gli interessavano, e anche per ricordarsi di chiamare Mariella, ovviamente, altrimenti avrebbe finito per farlo del tutto a caso, soprattutto appena sveglio. Gabriele took a deep breath, then opened up the computer. It was 9 o'clock in the evening, but outside a weak sun still shone. He hadn't managed to get used to those never-ending days up there beyond the Arctic Circle, and had by then lost all sense of time. He was hungry at odd hours. He went to bed only because the clock said it was time. Everything was out of sync. It was almost worse than the jet lag when he returned to the observatory where he was working, and he had got into the habit of putting alerts for everything on his phone, including the talks that interested him at the conference, and also to remind himself to call Mariella. Obviously, otherwise he would have ended up doing it totally at random, primarily when he had just woken up. And now for a short review in Italian. Uscimmo a riveder le stelle è il secondo romanzo della serie scritta di Licia Troisi. Questa volta c'è un convegno in Lapponia, specificamente in Finlandia. Gabriele è lì con una studentessa, Alessia, e il suo capo ha detto che Gabriele deve farle da balia. Certo, C'è un omicidio e Alessia vuole fare l'investigatrice. Lei ha i suoi motivi, non è una cosa irragionevole, ma ci sono problemi. La polizia da una parte, la fidanzata di Gabriele dall'altra. Con questa indagine il risultato, conclusione, non era ovvio per me. Mette a fuoco un problema nel mondo scientifico, che è chiaramente qualcosa preoccupante per l'autrice. E per concludere, il linguaggio non è troppo difficile e la trama è abbastanza facile da seguire.